All right, so I want to shift over to the merchandising aspect of Liquid Death because this is something that I've seen many brands try to do, and many brands talk about how important it is to be able to sell merch and like how big of an uplift that could have to revenue, but I haven't seen anyone doing it like you all have. So I want to hear like what is behind this strategy, and if you can share like, how big of a part of your strategy is around the merchandise that you sell.
Early on, like first year, we had 5 to maybe 7 SKUs of merch, and it was like the typical stuff that a lot of brands do, which is like they take a logo and they just put it on a piece of apparel and go like, here's our merch collection.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
yeah, thank you. Early on, we kind of gated merchandise. So you couldn't even buy merch unless you were part of what we call the country club. To get into country club, you had to sign your soul over to us for eternity. It's a legally binding contract that we made. And it was really just like an email acquisition driver, right? Which is like, how do we get some more email addresses for our program? Let's create this thing. It was called Country Club. And as part of joining Country Club, we would give you a free case of Liquid Death on your first case order. So it was also like sparking trial. And so that happened. And then we went from like maybe 5,000 signups the first month to like now we have over 200,000 people that are a part of Country Club. But in that first couple of months, it was just gated to you had to be a part of Country Club. And then I was like, well, why don't we just open this up and just sell this to everyone? And we started seeing really fast responses and people were really stoked to be able to buy it. And then from there, we kind of figured out, and through the help of Adam, who was like our early design director at Liquid Death, and with Mike, we kind of built out the plan for like what it would be. It's like lead with art and then figure out what it kind of goes on next, right? So that's how we look at it is what are cool designs that are just cool things that could be put on a lot of different things. We figure out like what's the merch way to do it and what's the merch thing to put it on. So I think one kind of big thing is like going beyond your logo and looking at things that people actually want to put on their bodies. And then from there, how do we establish a distribution and kind of a drop culture, which we do. We drop things on Tuesdays and Fridays typically. We work with artists. We have exclusive things that we launch. That's another big part of kind of the strategy. And I think lastly, it's just about the way that I think we've used merch is like a loyalty driver. For example, like our subscription program that used to be on our website, we used to give people 10% off to subscribe, which most D2C brands give 10% off. And we're just not a promo brand. Like we don't do 10% offs or dollar offs. And so we took that away and said, what would happen to our subscription business if we gave everyone a free t-shirt when they subscribe to Liquid Death? Because the hypothesis is like you're more loyal to a brand if you have it on your body and people are asking you about what is that thing you're wearing. And when we first launched it, I was pretty nervous that people would just get their free t-shirt and churn out. And we didn't see that. We saw our subscription growth 2-3x and people were actually churning out less as a result of this. And so that's kind of the skeleton foundation for like how we've been able to really successfully scale merch.
Hey, thanks for watching. This segment was made possible by our friends at Salesforce Commerce Cloud. If you're looking for the #1 platform for all your commerce needs, go check out salesforce.com/commerce. And don't forget to subscribe below and tap that little bell icon so you can stay on top of all the amazing new segments and full episodes that we'll be putting out over the coming year with some of the best and most influential commerce leaders out there.